Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the Maker's Cave. And today we're going to continue with our Eaglemoss Eleanor build with issue 12. And now that we've learned how to count, that is going to be kits 43, 44, 45, and 46. And also they said...
Why you said that.
What's that?
No one knows why you said that. That's just silly.
We mixed the issues up. We had the books and then the parts wrong. So we've done all this for the last 20 minutes to no avail. So we're doing it again. So included with this kit is the tray that they give you. Eventually they'll send you an acrylic case, I think, like the Back to the Future one that your model can sit in. It's labeled Eleanor in front. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use this because I think I'm going to make a diorama for my Eleanor when it's all done. Also, another gift that it's supposed to be sending you is a like a garage lift that the car sits on. So I guess maybe that goes on here and then the case goes on top of that. So we'll take the screws out, we'll know the parts out, we'll bring you guys closer and we'll put this together. All right, we're going to start off with kit 43. Has us bringing back the chassis we did. And it wants us to orient it like this. And we're going to take these two pieces right here, which are 43A and 43B, which are plastic. And trying to see which way it wants it to be. Oh. And you go right on here. And they get held in with some DSO2 screws. Now they went into metal, so the reason I was fighting them a little bit is I didn't use my rapid tap. So when we do this one, we'll fix that. Okay, I think that is it for 43. And now we're moving on to 44, which is the steering control. And let's see what they want us to do here. All right, we do not need the chassis for that, so we're going to put this away. Okay, so they want us to take part 44B, which is this part right here, and part 44A. And they say this is going to live right here. And that is going to get held on with another DSO2 screw. And these two parts are metal. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Just like the picture shows. And then they want us to turn it over like this. And they want us to take .44C and orient it like this. It goes here, and that is going to get held in with a DSO2 screw as well. So that is the steering control. And now they want us to bring back a tire. Now let's see, looks like going to be one of the front tires. So let's go into our parts bin. Bring out the tires. And trying to see what this looks like. I can't tell. All right, so, okay. We're going to go this way. I don't think that's right. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, so here's how you have to have, this is the front tire. So you need to have this long piece here up top with the pivot point down here, and the steering column goes in this rear post right here. No, that's not right. Come here and take a look at this.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, after much off-screen debate, we are of two minds here, of the person that is helping me here. I'm going to do it my way, so later on that person can tell me that I told you so. So the first thing we're going to do is this one, and it goes on, orient it like this, and it goes on the back here. And that gets held in with a DS04 screw. And then you take the other wheel, orient it like this, and it goes on the back protrusion right here. And that gets another DS04 screw. That will be, well, I guess if you drive down the road like that, you're in trouble. But there's how the wheels were turned. And that, after much debate, is issue 44, or kit 44. All right, now we're going to move on to kit, I don't know, 45. All right, halfway through. And we have these two pieces right here. And these two pieces. These two are metal, these two are plastic, and we're going to bring back the tires that we just did with the steering linkage, and we're going to take this piece right here, and it is going to go right onto here, and that gets held in with a DS04 screw. Okay, so I'll rotate this up. So there's the part we just put on. And we're going to put this aside. It wants us to bring back the chassis now. All right, so we're going to orient it that way, and I'm going to turn the book around so it matches. Now we're going to take this piece. Okay, this is part 45D right here. So you want to flip the chassis over so the transmission is showing. And there's a small recess right here. And this part fits right in. Right there. And it gets held in with a DS05 screw. Now I'm going to flip this across, up, put this in. I may be off frame here. Okay, so that part is in there. Let me get that in frame for you right there. And we screwed it in, that's 45. So now it wants us to bring this back like this. And now we're going to take one of these two metal pieces that they had us open up, and it is going to go into here. So it goes out. Nope, I think we're wrong. I'm sorry, my mistake. It goes in. Yes, and it gets held in with a DSO2 screw, which is metal on metal, so we are going to use some rapid tap to get it to fit in there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over. Keep that in place. All right, so now we're going to take the identical one and put that over to here. All right, now I'm going to flip this over so I can show you what we did. All right, there's that other part we put on. Here are the two black metal pieces we just put on. That is complete for 45. So now we get to move on to 46, which like we're going to continue with some front end work here. I'm going to keep this right into focus right here. And we're going to have us take this part right here that was in the kit. And we're going to, they want us to lay us right in. It goes into those two pieces I think that we just did. Okay, so let me show you what we did. There's two protrusions right there, and they go into these holes right here and here. And these lay right into the metal pieces that we put in. Oh, and also in this kit included two tiny metal shafts. Let's open those up because they're calling for those now. It's hard for you to see, but in the metal piece we put in here and this plastic piece we're putting in, there's two holes, and of course there's a hollowed out point right here. So we need to put those shafts through there. Now, like the other rods that we had, one end is gnarled and one end is smooth. So you want to start with the smooth end, putting it through. You have to find center in that plastic piece, which I just did. Okay, and we're going to leave that like that for now. We're going to take the other pin. I'm going to hold the knurled end, and put this, oops, there we go. Now that's going to go right into the hole there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a flat braid. No, that's not going to work. Hold on one second. I need something flat to push against that so it'll go in. So what I'll do is I'll hold the X-Acto knife like this. So this way, as I push this in and I bring my hand back, I can slice my hand right open. Oh, of course, my assistant just told me to put the cap on the X-Acto. That's too easy. Okay, that's in. That one sat flush. This one is not sitting flush yet. All right, so I got a wide flat screwdriver here, which I should have tried to do before. The main thing that's giving me problems is not pushing it through. It's aligning the pin to go straight through this edge, this piece, and into the other side. And there we go. You just have to line it up right. A little bit of patience and it'll go through. Like I said, you can see that flex. That must be part of the suspension. I turn the page and see what it brings us. And so they want us to keep it like this. No, I lied. They want us to flip the car now. And using PSO8 screws, we're going to go down through here and secure those front plastic piece I had. So okay, those two pieces are in. And I'm going to flip this over so I can show you what we did. So those two screws held this part of the front end in. And now to continue with this fun, they want us to bring back the tires. So have this here. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Now, how do they want us to do this? They want us to bring it in like this. Oh, wow, okay. All right, hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we're doing here. Okay, so you have these two pieces, that plastic piece we put on, and if you remember we did the tires. All right, we put the linkage on the, yeah, right, I can't see with my fingers. Put the linkage on this one protrusion, and there's another one right here. That's going to sit into this hole right here. The trick is you're doing both tires at once.
Did you put the tires on the right side?
Yeah, I did that.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure I did. All right, as usual, wouldn't be a build if I didn't do something backwards. So here's the tires. I should have put the linkage on these protrusions here, not here. That's why I had trouble attaching this to the car.
Yeah, you can see it right in here. It's not like that.
Okay, now that we've redone this, we're going to put this back onto the chassis. Let me get it centered again. That doesn't work either. That's too far from it. All right, after reading the book again, I still have this. Now I got everything oriented right here. This bar has to be turned around. So I have to undo this. I got them on the right post now, but the left and right are wrong.
And is that middle?
Okay, so now we're going to try and put this on here once again. This hollow tube here slides onto this shaft here. Now everything looks like it's doing correctly. Now I got to figure out, what do they get held in
It
with?
goes underneath.
DSO4 screws.
DSO4.
I think they get held on here with DSO4 screws. And yes, they do. DSO4. All right, so I'm going to zoom in here so you can see exactly how it looks. This is how the linkage is supposed to be assembled, with the hollow tube that goes onto this shaft here. These protrusions here that this steering linkage goes on are the ones near the brakes. Okay, and then the front one goes into here. The book makes it look like this is really stiff when you get done, but it's not, and I'll show you why. Because obviously there's nothing to hold the top of the tire in. And once that gets held in, the vehicle and the tires will all come into alignment. But as you can see, here's the, well, let me zoom out, which is the opposite of zoom out. As you can see, here's the tires as they turn. All right, so I think that was the last. That was kit 48. We put the tires on there with the linkage, and that is it. So, after a lot of trial and error, we are done with issue number 12. And just to summarize what we did, it was all front end work. It was the linkage, suspension parts, front suspension parts. That's what we did. Now, just to give you a preview of what's coming up is, let me get this down here. Here's the gas tank. We've talked about this before. I think in the next build, we're actually going to, before we start doing that build, the first part's going to be taking this gas tank off, and we're going to paint this and make this a different color, make it stand out a little bit more. I noticed when they sent us that little curbside model of ours that they had the gas tank painted silver, and I kind of like it. Kind of broke all this up. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this gas tank. Well, thanks for joining me along on this build of our Eleanor Mustang from Eaglemoss. If you have any comments or suggestions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified when more come out. I'll have links below to everything that I did today, any tools or any mods I did, and I'll have a link to the Eaglemoss site. So if you want to start building this or some of their other kits, which I highly encourage, the link will be below for you to follow. Until next time, thanks for stopping by the Maker's Cave. I'm Steve. I'll see you at the next build.